Hello everyone, my name is Nishant Chaudhary. I run an artificial intelligence-based ad tech firm. Now the speaker before me, Mr. Mihir, just did the groundwork for me, talking about artificial intelligence. He made it sound so cool. So I was so happy when he was talking, oh my God. There are two kinds of entrepreneurs. One being, Papa, आपका business आज से मैं संभालूंगा. The second one being, I want to start my own company from scratch, no matter what it may. So entrepreneurship has evolved. Now, although he did the groundwork for me on talking about artificial intelligence, I'll just simplify it for what I do. Have you seen these kind of ads? When you watch YouTube videos, the irritating ones, in the middle of the video when you see. So we do that. So when I started my journey back in 10-11, I was reading a lot on the digital front. What is, what's like to be an entrepreneur. I was reading about habits like this one. 10 habits of millionaires. I was reading about how Warren Buffett was drinking maybe 10 glasses of Coke a day. And I was thinking, should I start doing that too, to be successful, to be a millionaire? Then I was reading about now successful people just sleep 4 hours a night. And I was like, I should start doing that too. I have to be very successful in life. But that was not the case. Your habits have to evolve with your business as you grow. So always pick up the healthy habits that works for your business, that works for your growth. These were kind of the press coverage was happening in 10-11. And it was going through my mind. So I want to take you back to those days and what I was going through when there were press coverage about the most successful people in India. There was this funding spree. Every startup was getting funding. Now Flipkart was still acquiring startups who were about ebooks. Make My Trip just started making some profit. Pepperfry, of course, started with some A round of funding. And I thought I should maybe pitch to an investor. I need money to run a very successful firm. So only then I'll get some PR coverage and only then I'll be considered a successful person. But that was not the case. I thought, let me start from scratch without any funding. Was it possible? Yes, it was possible. The most important part is you need to first decide what you need to really do. These days people are selling cow dung cakes on Amazon. इसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं local language में उपले. Now if you tell a person from previous generations that that's what's happening on digital front, they'll not believe you, they'll laugh at you probably. But it's happening. You can find a customer probably in a forest in Africa. It's just you need to be convinced what you need to sell to him or a service. In 2018, technology is what's going to lead, and artificial intelligence being the first one. It's already killing a lot of jobs which are already existing. Automation is taking place. You need to be ready. You need to cater to a global audience. And for that, technology will lead you. You can reach to any customer across the globe with the help of technology, and there's no doubt about it today. So when I was starting up, I didn't want it to be the traditional company that I will start with some small clients, then I will go to some medium-sized clients, and then I'll go to enterprises. My thinking was, I'm going to pitch to enterprise clients from day one. And I didn't know how to pitch them, what to talk to them, what should I say when I go there, that I'm just a startup with 2-3 people working together. But when I went with my first meeting, I realized these big companies have big problems. While me being a small company, I have very small problems. And with my small problems, I can solve their big problems. So that became my motto that day. That big company, big problems, small company, small problems. And every person who joined the organization, I told him on day one that the problems you're going to solve are very small here because we are a very small company. The day we become big, our problems will become big for us, probably. So with that spirit, I started engaging a lot of big firms. With every step I did, every action, I was being judged. Your family will judge you. Your employees will judge you. I still remember my mother telling me 2 years into my business, "Beta, tu koi achhi si job kyun nahi kar leta?" And I was like, "ठीक है, if you say so," but I continued. The power of human capital. A lot of people, when they start treating people as resources. When people join you, they start treating as resources. That should not be the case. Respect people, treat them as people. Don't treat them as resources. Don't treat them like machines. Treat them with respect. Treat them like family. What you need to run a very successful firm is people and not money. And that I realized very early days. And I run a successful company without any funding till date, with just the power of human capital. In 2018, I can see a lot of young faces sitting here. In 2018, if you want to start a company and you want to raise funds, I'll tell you a few things that you will not read online, because that's our source of inspiration these days. The first step is finalize an idea, and that's the biggest challenge to start a firm. You need to finalize an idea on paper. That's when you call an idea. Don't try to cover an ocean by a bridge. Try to cover a river first. So keep your idea small, which can be written on a piece of paper. Find a co-founder, can be a friend or family. My co-founders are my real brothers. One is 3 years elder to me, another is 6 years. But when you work together in my office, we work as equals. And the biggest advantage with my brothers when I worked was trust, which is very important for everyone to work in an environment. Apply in accelerator programs. Back in 10-11, they were few, but in 2018, there are many accelerator programs that you can get in. They'll help you with the financial support, the logistics and everything, and help you grow your firm. Next being, find a financial consultant. Now this piece you will find on very few places online. You need to find a financial consultant if you want to raise funds. Now what does this consultant do? Now you might be thinking, "I'm just starting up, I don't have any money. Why should I pay a consultant?" Now these consultants come handy and they don't charge you much. Now what they do is, they prepare a plan for you which the investors are looking to hear. And they help you raise the right amount of money, will help you value that idea that you are planning to create, the value proposition from day one, so that you don't realize after a few rounds of funding, "Yeah, shit, maybe I should have hired a financial consultant before." So you should have done that on day one. And the final step is pitch to an investor. Now don't pitch your idea, because every time you visit an investor, they're gonna ask you left and right and centers about your ideas. Don't do that. Pitch yourself, because when they're questioning you about your ideas, actually trying to know more about you. So you need to pitch yourself, not the idea. It's all about execution. See, execution is the key. Now you build a space shuttle and you want to send it to the moon. But if there are some execution problems, if it doesn't lift off, there's no point of making space shuttle. It needs to lift off, and for that the execution is very important. And that's how you're going to make a very successful company. The final thing, I want to end my talk with a small story about a frog. Now I saw the story online on some YouTube. There were a group of frogs stuck in a well. Everyone's trying to get out of the well. But there was this one frog who was very persistent with the approach. He was just jumping out, trying again and again and again. The walls were very slippery. The other frogs told him, "Ki boss, please don't jump. Aapka haath ya paun toot sakta hai. Stay here with us comfortably in this well." But the frog continued. And one day he was able to jump out of the well. Can anyone guess here? How did he manage to do that? Exactly. The frog was deaf. And that's what entrepreneurship is all about. Sometimes you need to be deaf just to continue and not focus on what others are saying. Just continue what you want to do. Thank you.